You are on the channel Topical. Today, we're doing a deep dive into some sad news. Recently shared the passing of Uche Ojeh. He was, of course, the husband of Today's Show co-host Sheinelle Jones.
That's right, and there have been quite a few tributes shared about him.
Exactly. So we want to focus on the key details
Yeah.
based on the reports about what happened and, who Uche was.
Okay, well, the news itself was announced publicly on the Today Show. That was Friday, May 23rd, 2025.
And it was Savannah Guthrie who shared it, right?
Yes, Savannah announced it, and you could really feel the deep sadness from the whole Today team. It was palpable.
Understandably. And Uche was 45 years old.
Just 45. The cause of death given was glioblastoma.
Ah, that's an incredibly aggressive type of brain cancer.
Extremely aggressive. And reports mentioned he fought a really courageous battle. That included some time in hospice care as well.
Right, which just highlights how difficult that must have been.
Absolutely. And the tributes that followed really spoke volumes.
Savannah Guthrie described him as, what was the phrase, incredible.
Incredible, yeah. And loved by all. She also called him Sheinelle's perfect partner in life.
Perfect partner. That really sticks with you.
It does. And there was, naturally, a huge outpouring of support mentioned for Sheinelle and their 3 children.
Kane, Clara, and Uche. Young kids, too.
Exactly. Kane is about 14 or 15, and the twins, Claire and Uche, are 12.
And Sheinelle actually acknowledged that support herself, didn't she? On Instagram.
She did. She posted a clip of the on-air tribute from her colleagues, just thanking everyone for the love and support. It really showed that connection she has with them.
Yeah. And Craig Melvin also shared some really touching words, focusing on Uche as a father.
Right.
Yeah.
He spoke about Uche's, deep love and pride for his children. He mentioned Uche always being there, soccer games, concerts, recitals, just constantly present in their lives.
That paints a lovely picture of him as a dad.
It really does.
And this wasn't completely out of the blue for the Today Show family, it seems. I remember hearing Al Roker and Dylan Dreyer mention something back in April.
You're right. Back in April, they had mentioned Sheinelle was taking some time off for a family matter. They sent prayers and well wishes then.
So they were aware something serious was happening behind the scenes.
It appears so, yes.
Yeah.
Offering that support even before the news was public.
Let's talk a bit about Sheinelle and Uche's story. How did they meet?
Well, they met way back late 1990s, I believe. They were both students at Northwestern University.
Okay. And there's a cute story about how they met, isn't there?
There is. Sheinelle has shared this anecdote about how she sort of pretended to be a tour guide specifically so she could meet him.
Huh. That's brilliant. Taking initiative.
Definitely worked out. They dated for quite a while, about 8 years apparently.
8 years, wow. And then the proposal.
Uche proposed back on their alma mater campus, Northwestern, and apparently it was during a rainstorm.
Romantic. Sheinelle had mentioned thinking it might happen earlier on a couple of trips, so maybe the rainstorm setting was a surprise after all.
Perhaps. And they got married in September 2007.
In Philadelphia, right. Her hometown.
Exactly, Philadelphia, which became even more significant later, as she mentioned.
We mentioned their children, Kian, Clara, and Uche. And Uche, the father, was very connected to his heritage.
Deeply connected, yes, to his Nigerian heritage. It was really important to him, apparently, to instill that same connection in their kids.
How did he do that?
Well, one specific tradition mentioned was native wear. Sheinelle talked about how he's made sure the kids understood and embraced his culture, getting them new traditional outfits regularly as they grew up.
That's a wonderful way to keep heritage alive.
It really is.
Now, Sheinelle had been off the Today Show for a while before this news broke.
Right. She'd been absent since December 2024, actually.
And initially, it was just stated as a family health matter without the specifics.
Correct. Then in January this year, she posted on Instagram. She thanked everyone for the support she was getting and just confirmed she was taking time for that family health issue, but assured viewers she'd be back eventually.
And looking back even further, she posted something quite poignant for their anniversary last year.
Yes, September 2023. It was their 16th anniversary. She shared a really heartfelt post on Instagram. She reflected on their life, marrying in her hometown, Philly, and even having their children born in the very same hospital where she was born.
Wow, that's a deep connection to the place.
It is, and she wrote about creating beautiful memories and looking forward to a lifetime more together.
Oh, reading that now. It just takes on such a different weight, doesn't it?
It really does. It underscores, the depth of their bond and the future they envisioned.
When people described Uche in these tributes, what kind of words came up?
Lots of warmth. Descriptions like having a joyful spirit and quiet strength.
Quiet strength, I like that.
Yeah. Also a bright spirit, someone who brought life, warmth, and joy to every room. Very consistent themes.
And his faith was important too.
Very important. His deep faith was mentioned, alongside his love for soccer, big soccer enthusiast, apparently, and he was involved in their church choir.
So a man of faith, family, and community.
Absolutely. The recurring message was that family and friends were really his guiding forces. Everything revolved around them.
So, just to kind of wrap things up here, our deep dive covered the sad news of Uche Ojeh's passing from glioblastoma at 45.
Right. We touched on the announcement, the really heartfelt tributes, especially from the Today Show family, and the immense support shown for Sheinelle and their children.
And the picture that emerges is of a truly devoted husband and father.
Definitely. Someone deeply connected to his roots, his Nigerian heritage, and just a person who clearly had a very positive, warm impact on everyone around him.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about how we connect with people we see on TV.
Yeah.
We kind of share in their lives, the happy moments and, well, the incredibly sad ones too. It reminds you of the real human lives behind the screen.
It really does. It brings that human element right to the forefront.